And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the main event. Welcome back to the Thunderfire SC2 All-Star Invitational 2025 day number 1. We're back here in our top 8 bracket, and we have our player intros. Let's go. We have our next series. It's going to be a TvP between Classic and Clem.
Classic。 好的，接下来让我们掌声有请他的对手 Clem。 让我们掌声欢迎 Clem。 好的，那欢迎两位选手来到我们的舞台中间进行一个简短的采访。那我们先问一下 Classic，
Let's go, we have our interviews.
上一次你跟 Clem 交手就是在我们的 EWC 上，当时你是横扫了 Clem， 今天想要几比几战胜他，并且今天在你之前的神族都赢了，想不想继续保持这个势头下去？
그 전에 클램 선수랑 EWC에서는 큰 점수로 이렇게 이기셨는데 오늘도 혹시 이길 자신 있는지, 그리고 첫 두 경기에 프로토스 선수들이 다 이겼는데 프로토스로서 이번 경기 이길 그런 자신이 있을까요?
우선 오랜만에 이렇게 큰 무대여서 긴장감은 있지만 그래도 실력은 자신 있기 때문에 충분히 이길 수 있는 자신감이 있고요. 또 앞에서 프로토스 선수들이 워낙 잘해줘가지고 나도 잘해야겠다라는 생각을 많이 가지고 있고, 네, 오늘 저도 이겨서 프로토스 전승하도록 하겠습니다.
首先的话，其实之前跟 Clem 的比赛的话，他也是这次有准备，然后以及站在这么大的舞台上还是有一点紧张，但是我还是相信我的实力，并且前面2位神族选手就赢下了2场嘛，所以我也会保持这个神族不败的记录。
捍卫神族荣光，不要紧张，我们现场的观众也可以给他一些掌声，给他一些鼓励。 好的，那我们这边想采访一下 Clem， 因为其实，在上次 EWC 之后，我们都知道你是回去有苦练你的 TvP 的。今天想不想在中国杭州成功复仇
So in the last year at the EWC, you lost to your Classic, and we know you've been grinding on the TvP, right? Are you confident you gotta get the revenge today?
Yeah, well, I play a lot of EU ladders, so I play like 90% per us, so I'm definitely practiced. Now we're gonna see if it's gonna be enough.
他一般都在欧服练习嘛，欧服天梯的神族特别多，所以他觉得他的训练是 OK 的。
很有信心哦，已经训练了很多场这个对抗神族的办法。那我们也是非常期待2位选手给我们带来精彩的比赛了。好的，那接下来就要把画面交给我们最专业的解说席了。
Let's go. We have our TvP. Our players are getting ready, and it's going to be a banger of a TvP as well. And again, it's a really brutal first round match. Oh, God. It is going to be brutal here. Just catching up in the chats. I want to see Clem graciously take everyone's money. I mean, I said this before, and I'll stand by it. I do think that this is maybe Clem's toughest opponent in the entire bracket. If you haven't been watching StarCraft recently, you might not be aware, but there's a reason why we did call Classic the Clem Crusher. If we actually have a look at their recent results here, bam. I don't know if you can see here, but this is the most recent result. Classic, he beat Clem this weekend, or last weekend, World TV Monday number 67, 2-1. Classic beat Clem in the World TV Christmas Day show matches 3-2, and Classic beat Clem in the Wardy End of Year Championship, the Wardy 2025, 3-2 as well. So Classic is currently on a win streak against Clem, winning 3 series in a row, 2 best of 5s and a best of 3. To be fair, they all went to the ace match, right? 3-2, 3-2, 2-1, non-stop ace matches here. But in recent times, Classic has had the win over Clem. That is why I'm a little bit concerned. Cyril, he already is out of the tournament, and it would be a shame to see Clem also out early on as well, because I know that both Cyril and Clem are fan favorites, right? They're fan favorites. They've got a lot of hype behind them, and it would definitely take a lot of wind out of the sail of the event if they were both to go down this early on. Rainer's the other one. Like, Rainer's another one who's like a fan favorite who a lot of people can get behind. And if they go down early, it's like, oof, like it's... I feel like it takes away from the event itself a little bit. So, yeah, best of luck. Best of luck here as our players are getting ready as we speak. They are getting ready. Of course, Classic also beat Clem at RSL, and he also beat him at EWC. So, again, Classic has had the better results over Clem in recent months. We'll see if Clem can break that chain, break that win streak, and start the comeback here against Classic. Let's go. Let us go. And also, this might be the first series that we get tonight that is not 3-0, right? I would love to see a back and forth 3-2 in either direction, whether it's in favor of Classic or in favor of Clem. Let's go. Gamba, soon. I see we have 2 series left tonight. It is going to be Classic versus Clem and Maru versus Rainer. 2 matches left. Gibbs, back Gibbs. When it comes to TvP, when it comes to the history and how these two compare to each other, Classic has been a lot more mid-game oriented. Clem is typically the aggressor instead, and we'll see if that trend continues coming into this. I should also emphasize that because these two play so often against each other, there's often a lot of metagaming. They do, of course, grow as each series passes, and they do adapt to each other over time as well. Despite Classic's recent success against Clem, again, I can definitely see Clem bringing it back here. It's important to note that those recent wins were all ace matches as well, so no one-sided. No one-sided. I don't know if you saw that. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know if you noticed, but when they pan back and when they showed Classic's monitor, we'll see if they showed Clem's monitor here as well. Clem's is fine. These monitors are not adjustable, so Classic's monitor is actually on top of a pile of, like, a stack of paper. Like, like a stack of A4 paper. Just to get it a little bit higher. Ay, ay, ay. We're going old school, papi. Let's go. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We're panning back. You'll see it here if we go far enough. Yes, do you see? Again, it's... Is Classic's monitor different to Clem's? Is that why? Like, does Clem have the adjustable one and Classic doesn't? Maybe. Yeah. We've all been there. We've all been there. Just wants it higher? Okay, okay. Players are very particular. Oh, of course, of course. I'm by no means faulting Classic for it. I'm more so leaning towards the idea that the monitor doesn't go high enough, unfortunately. So they gotta make do with what they have. The great stack of paper scandal. Someone get this man an adjustable monitor. Por favor. It could also be that Classic typically plays on like a desk that you can adjust the height of, so it's usually raised a lot higher as well, the desk itself. See, this is when you go full Demi. If you remember, Demi used to play with his mouse pad. He's played a couple of times with, instead of his mouse pad, he has a Bible on it to like raise it up a little bit higher. The holiest of Zerg players play on the Bible. Let's go. As we have our vetoes coming in, we have Tourmaline and White Rabbit vetoed out of Classic, Tidal Citadel and Celestial Enclave out of Clem. Clem has vetoed the larger, more macro maps. Meanwhile, Classic did veto Tourmaline, which is the more all-in aggressive map. White Rabbit is an interesting decision, though. I'm a little bit surprised that Classic did go for White Rabbit instead of, say, 10,000 feet or Ruby Rock. So I'm curious as to Classic's plan on some of those smaller maps. So we have our map order. Game 1 on the Old Republic, Game 2 on 10,000 feet, Winter Madness, Ruby Rock, and Mothership. Again, typically, and this is only like a general statement, but typically Terran players are more favored on the smaller maps, so I'm thinking 10,000 feet and Ruby Rock, which should be in favor of Clem, as that will favor a more aggressive early game. Meanwhile, the larger maps are typically more in favor of Protoss if they can get map control, specifically. If they can get map control. That'll be the Old Republic, Winter Madness, and Mothership. I want to see, I don't know if he's like Classic, he's making sure the monitor doesn't topple over. I want to see him take out like 3 pieces of paper. I want to Yo, shout out to, I see in YouTube chat, just using the monitor as a paperweight for his long list of strategies. True, true. It's his notes. His book of Protoss builds. Oh no. Classic is ready. Looking like his OCD panic. No. He's just, you know, all players are particular. I don't think Classic is usually one to have issues with nerves. At least from what I've seen. Oh, let's go. Going in. As our players are finally ready, vetoes are done, monitors have been adjusted, and we're jumping in. Jumping in. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is Classic.
Classic.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player, the red Terran for Team Liquid. It is Clem.
Clem.
And And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our best of 5. Remember, there's going to be a best of 5 series here. And so far tonight, we have had non-stop one-sided scores. It's been non-stop 2-0s and 3-0s. 2-0s and 3-0s and nothing but that. I'm hoping that this is going to be the series to break that trend, to break that chain, and to give us a back and forth. I won a game 4. I won a game 5. I won an ace match. Give that. Let's go. Coming into this, I do favor Classic, just because of recent results and recent performances. I do lean towards Classic in this series, but just like I emphasized before, even in the series that Classic has won, it has gone to the ace match. Like, it has been very close and very clutch, and it has been some time since those matches. And I want to emphasize that Clem and all these players, to be fair, are players that learn from these series. They grow from these series, and they adjust, they adapt, and this is the time for Clem to break that loss streak and to bring it back and begin that comeback against Classic. Let's go. Let's go. For now, we're going to be going for an economic opener. Rax expand, single gas opener out of Clem, going for the Marine first. So I believe Clem did skip his SCV scouts. I believe he skipped the SCV scouts, skipped the Reaper, and is cutting corners, even canceling early on and going for the going for the earlier tech lab. Okay. As he's scouting nearby for the early proxy location. Yep. Scouts with the Marine, making sure there's no proxy gateway. But again, this is a very greedy build here. This is very common amongst the Korean Terran players. Basically, we're not going for a Reaper scout, no Hellion scout, no SCV scout, working with very limited vision, cutting corners, being as efficient as possible. Now, this can be scary against Stargate-based play and, like, say, proxy Stargates and more quirkier builds. Can be scary. As we have Clem going for the add-on swap into safety cyclone play. Meanwhile, Classic has his tech of choice, going for the Twilight Council. Because we're loading into a very large map, there is a chance here for Classic to cut corners and to go 2-gate blink into a third. So we'll keep an eye on the gateway counts. We'll see how greedy Classic plans on being as we adjust the volume. There we go. But we'll keep an eye on the timing of the third base for the Protoss. So far, there's a second gateway. So 2-gate blink. Adept shows up, delays mining, but only delays. No major pickoffs. As Classic does threaten a dive. Ooh, meanwhile, big delay in the starport. Okay, hyper aggression out of Clem. It was an economic opener out of Clem, if you remember, but he is delaying the starport. So a very late starport after the second and third racks. This means that Clem is going to be prioritizing stim. He made the safety cyclone, but then just using the factory for add-ons, so he can rush into stim, rush into combat shields, rush into a heavy marine army to be aggressive in the mid game with a heavy bioforce. Now, the downside here is that means that the starport is late, so no Banshee harass, no Raven harass, no medevac drop play, for example, either. So Clem has very limited vision, and he has very limited ways to harass across the map. It's all about that stim timing. Meanwhile, Classic does go 2-gate blink, so 2-gate blink into the third base, so very economic build here by Classic, going for the robo after the third as well. So Classic is being greedy, Clem is cutting corners to go for that strong timing. We'll see if Classic can slow this down. It's going to be on Classic to be active with these Blink Stalkers, to be able to scout what's coming his way, here comes a hallucination, and to be able to delay Clem. You can see Clem is on patrol looking for the hallucination. Hallucination making its way into the main, and should confirm that the production's already done, that the upgrade's already on the way. Yep. Sees the starport is in the air, sees the marine counts. Classic knows. So Classic is now aware that the starport was heavily delayed. You can see him instantly move out with those stalkers. As we mentioned before, it's all about Classic ensuring that Clem is contained and that any kind of move out is delayed. Breaks the lock on. Stim is not yet done, gets 1 marine. 2. Nice control. 2 marines go down. Volley on the cyclone. Lock on is broken. So far, nice control out of Classic, but the upgrades are now done. So now Classic has to be that much more careful with Clem. At any moment, Clem can stim forward. As Clem does get a couple of hits in. And here comes Clem's push. So Stim is done, Combat Shields is done, and +1 is finishing up as Clem gets across the map. And Classic, he did somewhat slow this down. He at least picked up some Marines. It's still going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough defense. So Clem has made his way towards the third base. You can see he's going for a split push. He has one drop on the left. He's got his main army on the right. I believe it's mainly Marine. Yeah, it's pure Marine on the left-hand side. Storm is not yet done, but the High Templar revealed, and that might scare Clem off. Oh! New sword. And Stims in again without Storm. It's going to be a tough hold here. Slow's moving forward. And Classic's in position so far. He does defend at the same time. Clem trying to sneak in towards the natural. Doesn't get in. Wow, he does not get in. Nice stab with the High Templar though. Okay. Does snipe the Templar. Widowmines are rallying in, and Clem, can he break this expansion? It's so close. Oof. Yeah, still so close here. Couple of Stalkers to arrive. We're down to, what, 4 Stalkers left. Marines, they drop into the mineral line. 8 probes go down. And in the end, Classic does hold. Classic, he holds on. Classic, he wants those Marauders. They're so low. Gets 2, gets 3. 4? Does he get all 5? Oh, good. Oh! Gets 4. 4, 5. Oh my, oh, 5 Marauders go down. A nice cleanup here by Classic. Nice cleanup, but he did lose 8 probes. Remember, 8 workers went down. This could have been worse. This could have been game, right? This could have been game then and there. So Classic, he does hold, he does defend, he does shut Clem down. And now we're building up into the mid game. Now, because of the hyper aggression of Clem, even though he didn't kill, oh, he wants High Templar, Jesus. Even though he didn't kill, and even though he didn't end the game, he did do a lot of damage, and he's more importantly containing Classic. Classic, where's his 4th? He should have one by now. He should have a 4th base. With his 4th base being so late, that is why you can see the supply disparity. You can see the soup disparity here, and Clem, it's going to get larger and larger because Clem has a better economy, and he just forced a cancel. Cancel the 4th base. Classic is falling behind. And he'll miss the army. Classic, he'll miss the army here. Medivacs, they head towards the main. The Observer, the Observer got slipped up. He got tripped up back. He's dropping into the main base. Classic is not quite in position. He has a defensive storm. And Classic, he runs into the main army. Again, Classic, he has a lot of storms. He's trying to make use of this. Oh my god. Yeah, Mind Shot goes off. Clem needs to delay. He has to delay Classic, and so far he is. Again, Classic, he has like 6 High Templar and he can't use them. Cannot use them. And now we're forcing a longer game. We're forcing a longer game here, and again, Clem is in a better position. Dropping back into the 3rd. And again, Classic barely not keeping up. This 4th base should be denied once again. Basically, the first time the 4th base was delayed as heavily as it was almost game. Like, Classic just cannot keep up supply-wise. EMP goes up, Archons go down. And with that, Clem, he gets into the middle. No, Prism goes down. And where are the Templar? Where are the Storms? They're not here. And with that, Clem, he will begin the series with a lead. With a lead, with a win. We can see that Classic, he finally got across the map. But again, too little too late. He will lose his expansion, and he does not have enough to break Clem back at home. Clem's reinforcements. The boys are being pulled. Looks like there's 1 Storm available here for Classic. Storm lands at the main army, but across the map, yeah, Classic, he's just running out of steam. Running out of steam, running out of army. GG gets called, and Clem takes game number 1. GG. Whew. We don't often get a lot of crowd shots, but let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. But GG, well played. Whew. As a Clem takes the lead in the series, again, a hyper aggression out of Clem. Classic was able to scout, he was able to confirm what was going on, and Classic somewhat delayed the push, but the defense was not good enough. Again, he just wasn't able to delay long enough. He wasn't able to pick off any Marauders as they made their way across the map, or the Medivacs, or just buy enough time. Yes, he survived the push, but as we were trying to emphasize, it did enough damage. He killed 8 probes, and he ensured there was no 4th base. So macro-wise, Classic could not keep up with the 3-base economy of Clem. So Clem was just able to overwhelm and snowball out of control from there. GG. GG, well played. You also saw that one of the reasons why the 4th base was so late is that Classic went into 3-base Storm, and he had a lot of High Templar. He had like 6 Templar, but he never got to make use of it. He wanted a main fight, and Clem was not giving it to him. Clem was going for drop play instead, and the High Templar were never where they needed to be. GG. GG, well played. With that, Clem takes the lead, and based on how the broadcast has been going, does that mean we get a 3-0 in favor of Clem? Maybe? Maybe. Again, we have yet to see a back and forth. I will say that this series has the highest chance for a back and forth, but the pressure is now on Classic, especially because Old Republic was meant to be the Protoss map. That was meant to be Classic's map, and now we're loading into 10,000 feet. Now, the reason why I say this, if you remember at the start of the series, I spoke about generalities about these maps. How smaller maps typically favor Terran, larger maps favor Protoss. That was a larger map, and Classic was unable to survive the aggression, even on a larger map like the Old Republic. So now if the shift gears are going into a smaller map, this is where Classic has to take a different approach. Playing greedily, not going to work out well here. Go, Clem. Putting his hands together. Santa Maria, papi. You can do it. You can do it. In the bottom right hand corner, we do have the French Terran. It is Clem.
Classic.
Oh, sorry, Classic. In the top left, we have the red Terran player, the French Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid. Classic for Brotus Pro.
Clem.
There we go. Here we go. As Classic spawns in bottom right, Clem top left. And welcome to 10,000 feet. Fun fact, 10,000 feet has a very small rush distance by ground, shorter rush distance than I believe any other map in the map pool. So very short rush distance. You can also try to force these more awkward bases. You can expand towards your opponent. Aggression is typically favored here, which is why we expect aggression not just from Clem, but also from Classic as well. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Phasor in the chat. Phasor213, guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 26 months in a row. Thank you, papi. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. There you go. As Clem once again goes for an economic opener, goes for the rack suspend. Economic starts out of our Terran player. Also going Marine, skipping on the Reaper. So we have the same build 2 games in a row. Same build, same opener. We'll see if Clem delays the starport, if he goes for the racks into factory into 2nd and 3rd racks again. If he just does the same build period, or if he does adjust from here. Already Reactor. So last game, remember, it was Rax Marine into Tech Lab into early Cyclone. This time it's Rax Marine into Reactor, not Tech Lab. So no early Cyclone production. This time we can go for an add-on swap into Reactor Hellion, or we can start reactoring our Marines early on instead. Hellions would provide a little bit of scouting information. Classic going for the Twilight Council into Blink. Eyes are on the add-ons. Yep, no. Oh. So he's going for the 1-1-1. Okay, very different follow-up. Remember, we spoke about this. Last game, we had a big delay on the starport. This time, no add-on swap, Reactor to Rax, and going into a Widowmine drop instead. And we can go Widowmine drop with Reactor Marines. Oh. Okay. Meanwhile, I assumed it was going to be I assumed it was going to be Twilight Council opener into Blink, but no, Twilight Council opener into DTs. Cheeky build here by Classic. Very cheeky. So Dark Templar can end the game. Straight up. The Invisible Man is a pretty good unit in most matchups and can end the game. The way this works here is that if Clem mules, If he mules at the wrong moment as DTs go in, they can do critical game-ending damage. So we are heavily reliant here on whether or not we hold on to energy for a scan and whether or not Clem even scouts ahead of time. Now remember, because Clem did skip the Reaper and he skipped the Hellions as well, he skipped Reapers, he skipped Hellions, because of that, Clem has zero vision. Clem has zero vision, zero scouting. The first bit of scouting that Clem is about to achieve is with this Widowmine drop. So the Widowmine drop is moving out and he needs to get into the main base. Otherwise, he will see nothing, he will know nothing. There we go. We have the triple Widowmine drop. Classic does he zone away. Medevac making its way into the main. Just in. And if he goes to the right, he'll scout. He doesn't. Yeah, doesn't go for the right. Jesus, mine shells don't quite connect. Delays mining. Widowmine is scuttling in. Does he get vision? Does he scout with that Widowmine? He's going for the middle. Does he see? He does. He scouts. Whew, he scouts, but it's too late. It's too late. DTs are in the bases. There's going to be one scan soon, but no scan is available here. But the Raven pops out in time. Oh my god. Just pops out in time. You could see Clem's reaction as well to scan the Dark Shrine. But again, a clutch Raven here. 4 SCV kills, but that could have been so much worse. Whew. GG. With that, DTs, they do some damage, but not enough. Now, what is scary here is that this was a big investment here by Classic. He does get his third base down, and we'll see how we can get into the mid-game here. The DTs, they are still going to be posing a threat. They may even force out some turrets out of Clem. That would be the ideal. For now, though, Clem is keeping his Raven at home to make sure he has detection. So Clem is building up at home on 2 bases. Classic claiming his third, getting into charge. Oh, once again, early storm. I'm still not too fond of this. I mean, this works really well against all-ins, right? Against like these main frontal pushes. If you remember, last game this didn't succeed and this didn't work out well because Clem was going for drop play. He was splitting up his armies, he was splitting off, and he was going for a drop after drop, going for these split pushes, and Classic couldn't really make use of his storm. We'll see if he's able to this time. Vikings do zone away. And the drop does slip past. Just barely. Slips by, slips past. The Archon dropping into the main base mineral line. Ooh. Catching out one of the Stalkers. Same time at Epstein, get into the natural. Okay. Classic testing the reactions here from Clem. Clem doing the same, dropping across the map. You're aware of the defenses. Late reaction out of Classic. Yeah, late response, late reaction. Nice target firing out of Clem. Does get 2, does get up to 3. 2, 3. 3 probes go down. Oh, the prism! The prism goes down. The High Templar goes down. Massive slip-ups here from Classic. That should not have happened. That was an Archon and a War Prism going down for free. So Classic with some big miscontrol, and now here comes Clem's main army. Now, what is huge here is that because that Prism went down, that takes away so much micro potential. Being able to juggle, lift units is crucial. Now, with this many High Templar, is it going to be good enough? Ooh, tank volley on the High Templar. Yeah, tank shots are going off, and Clem wedging himself in between the bases. Pushing in towards the natural. Splits off some Marines. Nice sniper on the High Templar. He has 1 Templar left. He's got 1 Storm. Didn't waste it. Good call. Didn't quite waste it here. He's going to be zoning. But again, this is going to be a clutch hold here from Classic, and so far he's holding on. He's barely holding on. He's holding, he's defending. Zell's taking into the natural. And they're getting 2 SCVs. Could have been worse. Whew. And are we stabilizing from here? It's still going to be a difficult hold. I mentioned this earlier, but this is a very small map. It favors aggression, and defending that 4th base for Classic is going to be difficult. We can see Clem making a beeline for that 4th. Classic is somewhat in position. Yeah, he holds. Classic, he holds on. Ooh, brutal mine shot. Brutal connection. Another push on the right-hand side. Classic, he does have a storm. Storm does land. He's got 1 more storm in the chamber. Colossus production has begun. If he can get Colossus out, he can stabilize. Another storm creates the army. Oh, he will lose one of the Robos. Massive pick up. Robo goes down. He loses one, loses both. Oh no! Both Robos go down. 0 Colossus. Massive loss here for Classic. You can see Classic is banking up so many resources. Oh my god, but Clem, he just stands in the storm. Okay. But both players slipping up. I mean, Clem, it's still bigger news here that he sniped both Robos. Like, that's still a bigger win for Clem. But he did lose a full drop. So Classic finally something going his way. As again, Classic, he has to spend his money here. He needs those Colossus. Oh. He backs up, popping up. Storm was premature. A little bit premature. Clem once again slipping by, going for the natural. He wants those Robos for a second. Nice shot. Classic, he just wants Colossus back. Ay, ay, ay. He's not gonna get him. And Clem, he trades well. Trades well here at the natural. Abusing this position here as it takes so long for Classic to rotate over. As Classic is distracted, Clem does push towards the 4th base. Deep-powering some gates. Game is getting depowered. We get some OK storms. Once again, though, I still don't see any Colossus production. Just now starting, so late. 11 minutes in, 11:30 even. Oh. As we have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. When it comes to the game itself, Clem does have momentum, not as much as he would have liked. I will say that Clem has been a little bit wasteful with some of his drops and some of his army, but for the most part, momentum is in his side, and he is close to breaking his opponent. Now, there is going to be a big shift once the Colossus come back online. Once we actually get the Colossus into the mix here, then it's going to be more difficult for Clem to close it out. He does have some Vikings. Viking production did begin quite some time ago, so I still don't know how many he has, though. That's the thing. We haven't panned over to Clem's main army, so I don't know how many Vikings there are. Whether there's 2, 6, 8, we'll find out. We'll find out. But that break does help Classic here when it comes to just gathering his thoughts. Just because of the high momentum based play that we just had from Clem. Go DT into top right. Colossus are on the way. He's already got 2. Oh, okay. First 2 Colossus have arrived, getting up to 4. You can see that Classic, he is now finally building up his mid-game army. Classic is getting into his own. And Clem is turtling. Oof. So we spoke about momentum earlier. Clem, he no longer has any. Clem is turtling up on 4 bases and hoping to max out. It's going to be up to Classic to find a way to break the defenses. as Colossus' range is still not yet done. Both players are maxing. When it comes to Clem's composition, there's a very high chance that even though Clem is maxed out, he's going to stay defensive until he builds up his Liberators. That often does occur in TvP. So we'll see if that's going to be the case for Clem. Ooh, Prism goes down. Grazes the army with the Storm. Vikings move in, the Colossus are exposed. Yeah, Stalkers are not quite in position. Archons are going down. There's a very messy fight here at a Classic, bleeding out so many units. He threw away a couple of Archons. The SimCity did mess up the attacking AI there for Classic's army. Yeah, the Vikings do bully. Getting one, getting two carriers. Sorry, carriers? Colossus. Two Colossus go down. Clem is still yet to get into those Liberators. It's not there yet. Oof. Little storms. Storms are landing. And where are the ghosts? I feel like the ghost count is very low. We have 5 ghosts being made. Well, we need those ghosts. We need those EMPs. Ooh, nice cloak. Gets a decent EMP. Lands on 3-eyed Templar, but there's still more storms coming in. Another. Oh, Jesus. Classic has to be so careful with those Templar. They're so prone to clumping. Oh, the EMP does graze them. Better EMPs. Yeah, Classic has been a little bit too cavalier with those High Templar. As many of them have been clumping. As Clem is trying to expand, but Classic has every base on the map. And again, Classic's goal here is to try to break at Clem's center expansion before Clem perfects his army. If Clem can max out with a higher Liberator count, then he will not be broken, but he's not there yet. Army blinks in, Colossus go down, the storms are late. Those Zealots, they just chew through the Bio army. Yeah, Zealots, they get through the Marauders. Oh my god, massive storms, Jesus. Yeah, storms do land, but with those, they were the only storms. But it looks like Classic, he's going to be able to reinforce. He's pushing forward. You can see how low the army is. Nice kiting. Kites back to a choke point. Nice EMP on the Zealots. Classic, he knows he's so close to breaking Clem. He's so close. Un poquito más. As Clem is barely hanging on, and I think that Classic has done it. I feel like Classic has done it. Why do I say that? Well, Classic has a bank. He has a 2k bank, so he just has to spend his money. Just has to warp in. Easier said than done. As there we go, warps in 10 Zealots at a time. Jesus. Oh my god. As the medevac pulls out. Fun fact, this is actually buying time. Classic is completely distracted by that drop. So it is buying time. It's distracting. Classic is maxed and he has to trade. Nice energy overcharge. Classic is getting ready for his run by. He's pushing forward. Again, if it wasn't for that drop, I feel like Classic would have broken Clem by now. But Clem, he's bought a lot of valuable time. We have wasted Colossus shots on the CC. But move in. So again, the MVP drop out of Clem. He was down 40 supply. Oh. Prism gets into the main. There are 2 Vikings. Yeah, thankfully there's 2 Vikings in position. Oof, Zealous hit the would-be 5th. Stalkers, they blink a little bit too far forward. That's 3, 4, 5 Stalkers going down. Oh my god. Planetary does punish. Oh, the Prism survived? No, shot. The Prism. Remember, there were 2 Vikings, but Clem, it looks like he may have pulled them back too soon. That Prism should not be alive. Massive warping into the main. Aye. That Prism is still alive in there, by the way. And the Planetary finally goes down. Planetary falls. As we mentioned before, like Classic, when he pushed in between the bases, that was his moment, and he was able to break through. No detection! Oh no! No detection! Massive catch for Clem. Catching out the High Templar. Observer comes in, Observer gets sniped. But there's still too much on the ground. GG gets called. Classic fights back, and we have a tied series. Finally, for the first time tonight. GG, well played. SC boy. But GG, well played. With that, Classic does fight back, does put a point on the board. Again, Clem, he did have momentum early on, but he wasn't quite able to keep that up. If you remember, he was going for a bunch of drop play. He was moving in. He was getting some damage done. He was delaying the economy. He was sniping the robos time and time again. That was very impressive. But eventually, Classic stabilized. Classic was able to stabilize, able to get his 4th base up and running, able to get into his own robo production, and able to take the entire map. We spoke about this, and this is why we mentioned at the start of the series how larger maps typically favor Protoss because they're able to get map control. And you saw that here on a smaller map, to be fair, where Classic was able to take every base on the map, able to max out, build up his bank, and break the center expansion. GG, well played. There were some nice moments for Clem, like that one drop into the main base, which distracted and allowed Clem to actually have a chance in the game. But even then, it still was not enough. Even then. So now getting into game at number 3. Bearing in mind as well that this is a best of 5. Best of 5, so we have plenty of games ahead of us, plenty more games to come. Plenty more games. It's catching up. As we're tied up here, and game 3 is going to be on Winter Madness. Here we go. Again, this is to decide who takes the lead in the series, who gains momentum. Winter Madness being one of the larger maps, being one of the more defensive maps as well. It's going to be difficult here for our Terran player to keep up that momentum, to be aggressive and to slow down Classic. Oh boy. The pressure's on Clem here. Pressure's on. Again, it's on these larger maps where it is easier for the Protoss to maintain map control and to be able to mass expand, if given room to breathe. Well, let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss. It is Classic for Virtus Pro.
Classic.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player, we have the red Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid.
Clem.
And here we go. And again, welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Larger map, but longer rushes to spike ground. It does allow for more defensive play. It allows for players to build up to 4 bases a little bit easier and to gain that map control. So we'll see how Clem will adjust. And for the first time this series, do you see what I see? Double gas. Double gas opener out of Clem, going for a faster factory, going for a much more tech-heavy start. This is kind of what we expected out of Clem. On a map like this, you need to be aggressive, need to be in the face of your opponents. You cannot just let them gain map control. They got to fight for it. From here, players are building up. Again, factories on the way. Technically, from here, we could turn this into a one-base all-in, but one-base all-ins are quite rare. We expect them from players like Gumiho, like Ryung, like Oliveira back in the day. So Clem should be just going for a delayed CC. And there it is. CC is on the way on the high ground. Also, for the first time this series, Reaper. Because of the double gas opener, it is going to be Reaper first. Into a 1-1-1. From here, Clem can go into early Banshee play, can go into early Cyclones. Tech Lab is in production. Tech Lab is on the factory. Which again, it could just be for an add-on swap. Never mind going for the safety Cyclone. Going for the Cyclone, going for the early drop. Here comes a medevac. Nice catch out of Classic. And Classic is going for extra gateways. Again, he's aware that it was a late CC, so he's going for 2 more, so it's going to be 3-gate blink. Three-gate blink into a robo, all on 2 bases, so very safe play here by Classic. Is it going to be enough though? Drop into the main. Remember, it's a Cyclone and 4 Marines. Classic trying to keep up. Breaks the lock on. Uh-oh. Oh no! Lock gets broken and Clem! A bit of miscontrol out of Clem. He did go too far forward. Does barely get away. Whew, that could have been so much worse. That could have been awful. But Clemmy gets out. He gets out. Now we see what the add-on swap is for. It's going to be for Cloak Banshee. So early Tech Lab into Cyclone, into add-on swap into Banshee play. Banshees are making the way across the map. Good morning, Ice Time. Good morning. Good morning. I mean, it's 2-1. No, it's wrong on screen. No, it's 1-1. This is game 3. This is game 3. It is 1-1. As Clem makes his way across the map, it does get on top of the third base. Oh, was unable to be slowed down, and he will kill the third. Massive pickoff. Ay, ay, ay. Again, hyper aggression here by Clem. He breaks the third, dropping, pushing in towards the main. No detection. Oh, God. No detection in the main base. Classic takes 2 extra tank shots as well. A very shaky defense here by Classic. Yeah, as he's moving out across the map for the counterattack. Classic, he fails to find any reinforcements. And this might just be too much. Cybercore goes down. Charge is almost complete. Classic trying to come in from behind. Cloak is activated. Nice blink here from Classic. Takes down both tanks. And Classic's going to clean this up. But the problem here is he already lost his third. Remember, Clem, you already got what he wanted. You already got what he wanted. He already claimed the third base. And now the pressure's on Classic for some counter damage. He's not out of this yet, but he has to achieve something across the map. And the Banshees are still out there. Okay, Clem is in position. Oh, there's a recall back home. And Clem holds. Clem he holds, Clem defends, and Clem is ahead. Clem is on 2 bases versus a 2-basing Protoss player, so Clem has a better economy. Now turning this into the larger army, he's getting his own 3rd CC, limited production as well. Again, there was a little riding on that first push, but as we mentioned, the Classic, he failed to spot the move outs and failed to get ready for the Banshees as well. As finally one Banshee goes down. As Clem does push right down mid. Consuming the bases, so going for the Robo. The Twilight Council even. Whatever he can get. Oof. As Clem, he will lose his first tank. The tank goes down. Storms are a little bit lackluster. Can't get quite close enough. And once again, even though Clem doesn't kill Classic, he gets 11 probes. 11 workers go down. The Banshee just popping up from the main base as well. And Clem still just getting further ahead. As Clem can soon take his own 3rd. Yeah, so we have plenty of high tempo in the center, but Clem has momentum. He has the army supply. It's one of those cases where the super is not lying. He's a little bit overstimmed, but I don't believe there's any defensive storms. Yeah, the 3rd base is forfeits once again. And we're going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. It's the best chance here for Classic. It's not ideal. It's all he's got. It's all he's got. What else can he do, man? His liberation has arrived. Oh no! The mine shot goes off. Get some decent storms. This Classic is trying to make his way into the bases. And it's heavily supply blocked as well. Yeah, no warpins, no reinforcements. Clem should be able to defend. Oh. Nice connections. Nice connections here out of Clem. Catching out the Archons, the Immortals. And with that, he will claim the game and take a lead in the series. GG gets called. Clem, he does put a point on the board. And Clem takes a 2-1 lead in this best of 5. GG. GG, well played. Winding it back, it all came down to the initial push. Remember, Clem, he built up to 2 tanks, built up to 2 Banshees, and Classic, he failed to scout the push, he failed to scout the build. He was unable to slow it down, and he just lost the third. The army just sieged up within range of the third base, and GG. GG, well played. Fun fact, Clem has won the game on both large maps, both on the Old Republic and on Winter Madness, not because he played macro, but because he was hyper aggressive on these larger maps, and Classic has been caught out twice now. Twice now he's been caught with his pants down, unable to stop these hyper aggressive builds, and oh boy, now the pressure's on. Can he force the ace match? Personally, I want to see a game 5, regardless of who wins, whether it's Classic or Clem, but we'll see. We shall see. It's a bit of a shame just because it sounds like my voice is dying a little bit here. I feel like my throat is fine, but maybe not. I can keep going, baby. But I think it's just because we took a week off from casting, so maybe my throat is not used to casting this much anymore, at least for now. So I'm going to at least finish the series. I'm going to try to at least finish the series. It's a shame because Mara versus Reigner is right after this, but might just have to wrap it up after this series, and then we'll be back tomorrow. Smurge, man, smurge. I can keep. I've got the stamina to keep going, but my voice is dying. But this is what happens when you take a week off. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss of Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the French Terran player, the red Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid.
Clem.
Here we go. And welcome one all to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rushes is background. Aggression is favored here, and we are expecting to see some more aggressive builds. We'll keep an eye on both players. Once again, though, Classic should be on edge just because of what's been happening so far in this series. And we'll see if he can be better prepared and survive the onslaught from Clem. Double gas. Oh, 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row. Double gas opener out of Clem. Once again, faster factory. Last game, this was faster factory production. Cyclone into early tanks into Banshee play. I don't expect to see the same builds, but we could see something similar. Regardless, it's going to be tech heavy. By the way, this event's hours start is hectic, 5 AM in Europe. Yeah, I think I don't think Wardy is casting, right? I know that Wardy's streaming, but is he just like recording? Yeah, what? Oh no, sorry, he is casting. Okay. Yeah, here we go, we're getting into our next game. But because it's so early, that means I think Pig is casting as well. Pig rarely casts tournaments, so just because he has like a proper schedule, like a streaming schedule. So because it's earlier, he's able to actually cover it. But now that we have our 1-1-1, interesting that this time we have a Hellion production. Remember last game, there were no Hellions, we had a tech lab instead. Yeah, Chanchito. Just because most tournaments are at a more like EU friendly time. Thankfully, this one is not. But my voice happens to be dying anyway, so... Smurge, right? The smurge. I'll make some tea after this. Make some tea. Sorry, I was meant to be muted for that. But we have a mind drop. Well, the mind drop is moving out. We'll see if Classic can keep up. Got spotted with the initial hallucination. So far, so good. Classic does intercept. Since that, Baby, will you be covering Homestar Cup? Maybe. I have to reach out for that. Maybe on that one. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of things happening IRL, so we just haven't been able to... We haven't been able to cast recently. Due to IRL commitments. There's an update on Discord if you're interested. Here's update. But we've been the B stream for the past, like, what, 5 Home Story Cups? We'll probably be the B stream again. Depending on our availability, I guess. Depends. As what Iron Drop does, hit the main. And so far, catching out 2 probes. Oh! Nice reborrowing. Going for... He's hunting him down! He wants him back. Ah, no. He doesn't quite get them, but that's a 9 mining time. 2 probe kills so far. Only 2. Again, so much lost mining time. We have 3 gateways on the way, so Classic looks like he's going for a hyper-aggressive response. 4 gate blink. 4 gate blink stalker, so hyper-aggression out of Classic. He's going to be moving out. He does have a robo, and we are waiting for the prism. Oh, no, sorry, he goes for the Nexus? Oh. Okay. I mean, you saw the Observer. The Observer was pointing out the gateways as well. Like, that's a higher gateway count, but Classic doesn't have a way to reinforce, and he's expanding. Gets into the main at least. It doesn't get the add-on. Yeah, it does not get the add-on. Further in, gets 3 probes. 3 probes for a Stalker. That's a decent trade for Classic. It's okay. It's okay. Clem moves out. Storm is still halfway done. Bearing in mind this is no intention of killing Classic, but we'll see if Clem can maybe find some value here, get into the mineral line, even get the High Templar, break out his medevac, even go for that Tosis Pylon. 4 probes, not bad. Gets full workers, and instead of going for the pylon, he's going straight for Storm. No shot! Ah, he gets it. Storm goes down. Oh, and that is brutal. Massive delay. Now there's no splash damage. The drop continues going further into the middle line. 10 probes go down. And if you recall, I said, hey, I don't think this drop is going to really end the game just to harass. He's ending the game. Like, this is critical damage. 13 probes and Storm and a High Templar. This is game-ending damage here. We have more units rallying towards the northern base. Classic cannot keep up. And this series was the closest series we've had so far. This is the only series that has gone back and forth and been more than just a 2-0 or 3-0, but I was hoping for an ace match. Not so sure it's going to happen. Not anymore, as there was just too much damage dealt here. Lost mining time earlier, 14 probe kills, 0 splash damage for that much longer. Like a Protoss without Storm and without Colossus, I mean, what could he do? He can feedback. True. Feedback away, back. Ah. As Clem's supply is getting larger and larger. Getting his third base up and running. Orbital's morphing in. As we do get a Prism into the main. Another Prism. Okay, Prism gets out. Prism does barely get out, going for a warp in. Adepts, they're finding damage, they're distracting Clem. This isn't bad. The problem here is that there was so much damage sustained earlier, right? Like, this is good damage. We still need more. Classic needs more. Storm is halfway done. As the Prism has to recall. Let's get away. Oh, did I speak too soon? For a moment, I was like, yo, are we gonna hunt down the Prism? Drop behind the middle line. I want to say that Clem was looking for that, sorry, for that Temple Archives. I was looking for it, didn't find it this time. But again, Clem has so much to work with here. Up 50 supply. Now going for the third expansion. And again, it's just been snowballing out of control this entire game. Ever since that drop. It's gotten out of control, Pat. And that loss streak, Clem is breaking it. We mentioned this at the start of the series where Clem, he's lost the last 3 series, 2 best of 5s and a best of 3, back to back to back against Classic. But finally, a win on the board here. As Clem is almost maxed out. Storm is done, true. Storm is finally complete, and Storm is, it's a good spell. It's a good zoning tool. But, can it make up for a 70 supply deficit? Oh, yeah. Oh, does lose 2 full medevacs, okay. We'll bleed out 2 full medevacs, but alas, Classic is still only on 2 bases. Oof, Army sends in, tanks the Storm. He just tanks it back. And it looks like there's the one final Storm. Once you get a decent connection, the Storm did well for itself. But you can see, yo, Clem, he's nodding along, Babby. He knows, he knows. See, Babby, see. Starter steps in, takes out all the Stalkers, denies the warp in. GG gets called, and Clem, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Clem elated with his win here, and again, Classic has had Clem's number in recent months at EWC, at RSL, at the Wardy end-of-year events, but no, Clem finally gets his win here at a big major tournament. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations, Clem. He has made it through, I would say, his toughest opponent. Like, unironically, I would say that in this tournament, the biggest threats here to Clem would be, would have been Classic. I think I'd say the other one is Raynor. I do actually really like Raynor's ZVT more than Serral's ZVT, specifically against Clem. Like Serral, I still would say is the best Zerg player in the world, but Raynor has some really fun ZVT, and we're gonna get into that after this series. GG, well played. Speaking of ZVT, again, after this series, Maru versus Raynor is going to be taking place. Unfortunately, though, as you can hear with my voice, it does sound like I'm losing my voice a little bit. Stamina-wise, I'm good to go, but I guess this is what happens when taking a bit of a break from casting. Again, unfortunately, our schedule hasn't really been able to line up too well. I did leave an update on Discord a couple of days ago in regards to why we were absent, but we did take almost a week off from casting, and because of that, it does look like maybe my body can't handle the casting anymore, man. So Yeah, gonna take it easy here. There's still one series left, so enjoy the next series. Enjoy it. It's gonna be amazing. It'll be beautiful. Again, Maru versus Rainer is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger. I'm jealous. I'm still so I won't be able to cast it. We are gonna be provided replays, so I will most likely be casting afterwards. I'll be casting via replays. Our schedule's so busy right now, but we might do like a catch-up stream. As we have a winner's interview.
恭喜 Clem 获得了比赛的胜利。那我们也是想问一下，刚刚在友谊局里面 ，Classic 是一个闪追开，然后你是一个导弹车机枪兵，然后在前期优势的情况下，导致 Classic 来跟你换家了。你看到他跟你换家的这一瞬间，你当时做出的应对跟决策是什么样的呢？
So Clem, congratulations. And on map 3, Classic played Blink Stalker opening. And you open with one drop of medevac with the Cyclone and the Marines. And so you had like, basically you had an advantage in the mid game. Then you got into a base trade situation. So what was your thoughts at that moment?
Man, I mean, the start of that game was very close. Like, if I lose that medevac, that was one hit away from dying. The game is like over instantly, pretty much. So I was a little bit fortunate there, but I think my push was good with the Banshees, and he played a little bit greedy as well, going like Storm and the third base so fast. So I think the tank pushed it very well, but after it got kind of scary when it was a base trade, but base trading against like a lot of Storms like that is not always the worst idea, because he doesn't have a lot of gateway units to actually like go in and do damage, and it usually works out pretty well, and that game he did.
首先就是开局的时候其实是很惊险的啊，因为那一船兵啊差一点点掉了啊，如果那船兵掉的话，他当时那局就很难打了。然后他觉得他后续的坦克、女瑶的推进啊，还是取得一定成效啊。然后最后进入到一个换家的局面的时候，他其实那个时候是很有信心的，因为当时 Classic 的部队有大量的闪电啊，他的其他的兵种非常少，所以在换家的过程中，神族的部队其实是拆建筑比较慢啊，在这种情况下，他觉得他那个时候就赢面很大。
是的，对于战局的把控非常的好。那其实我们知道 Clem 选手他的一个 TvP 的胜率是非常高的，有没有什么关于 TvP 的小经验、小技巧可以推荐给我们的呢
So you have a high TvP win rate. And do you have any like suggestions to all the Terran players in this matchup?
I don't know, it's tough, man. I don't do very well in practice, but sometimes tournaments just go better than what happens in practice. But I think right now in TvP, most of the time you kind of just want to camp and wait for a late game, because Terran is quite a bit better in the late game. But it's not really my strength, and today I felt pretty good mechanically, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to like drop everywhere and then hopefully catch him off guard a few times and win that way.
Clem 说他其实在
And it worked well.
练习的时候
It worked well. Like Clem was hyper aggressive, especially in game one. Like game one kind of set the tone with like his non-stop drop play, hyper aggression, going back and forth. It was really impressive. Really nice play there at Clem. I do think that this slower style he's referring to is where Classic can excel against a slower, more defensive Terran player, which we have seen from Clem.
这个屏幕前的人族玩家啊，这个给到你们的建议，希望你们好好学习。那我们最后想问一下 Clem， 因为在赛前我看到你有一个采访，你说你本场比赛准备的最多的就是第一局，你觉得第一局在对阵 Classic 的这个比赛对你来说非常重要，你准备了很多比赛，你觉得你只要第一局战胜 Classic， 后面的这个比赛的赛程都会非常的顺利。现在你已经赢下他了，依然是这么觉得的吗
So before we start, you said that in the interview that Classic is your hardest opponent in this tournament, right? So now you actually beat him. Just you think you're gonna go champion this time?
Yep.
那想问一下，其实同组的，比如说接下来还会有登场的雷诺啊什么的选手，
That confidence, baby.
就是现在 Clem 对于其他的选手已经无所畏惧了吗？
So we actually still got Reina and Maru in the tournament. You just don't care? You think they're like much worse than you?
No, obviously not. I mean, honestly, I'm looking forward to playing the semi, because I think me against Rainer is always exciting and it always makes for very good games. But I think also people want to see me play against Maru with my toss. So I think it's going to be super fun no matter what, no matter who I play.
所以 Clem 其实很期待半
Yeah,
决赛
it's something that we bring up all the time, but Maru is the only Terran player in the world that Clem hasn't beaten with his Protoss because they've never played, right? They've just never played in tournaments. They've played on the ladder, that is true, but they've never played in tournaments. So that would be really exciting to see Maru versus Clem. But I said this before, like Sero's already out. I think a lot of fans would be a little bit upset if we didn't get like Raynor further. I know he's a fan favorite, but I mean so is Maru as well, so we'll see. It's gonna be a really good series. Again, we might just not cast it period, or we might cast it via replays. I'm referring to Maru versus Raynor. That is going to be the next series. As you can hear with my voice is struggling a little bit, so I'm going to take it easy, and hopefully I'm recovered by tomorrow. There's a world where maybe I'm not. It'd be a shame, but yeah, hopefully we're good to keep casting tomorrow. Again, we took some time off, so my throat is like a little bit, it's not warmed up, so I'm struggling a little bit more here. But again, hopefully tomorrow we're good to go. I'll make some tea ahead of time, and yeah, hopefully we'll be okay. But yeah, take care everyone. We're going to be giving another fellow streamer a raid, so do take care, do enjoy. Again, do apologize for being a little bit MIA in recent days. Again, it's only been a couple days where we haven't been able to cast too much. Our weekend is really busy this week. We have the Uthermal TvP circuit later on tonight. We're not going to be casting, we're going to be adminning that event. That is going to be later on this evening in around 3 hours time. We also have Thunderfire tomorrow, and we have Tuna Cup tomorrow as well. We have Water TV Monday on Monday. We have the LATAM Legends Series on Tuesday. We have Pegasus Cup on Wednesday. We have the Rongi Cup starting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days of Rongi Cup as well. More Uthermal TvP circuit. Like there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. A lot of StarCraft. And my body has to adjust to the non-stop casting, I guess. Smurge. For those that are curious as to why I was MIA. I did address this last stream, but we made a clip. I think there's a clip on our Discord. It's like pinned on our Discord channel. But I have some pet bunnies, and there have been some medical issues recently, and we've been looking after them. Medical bills have been very expensive. I want to say that over the past week we've paid like $4,000 in medical bills, which is crazy. So we appreciate the support in the chat with all the subs that we got today. We appreciate it. That helps a little bit. But yeah. Again, cardiologist expenses have been, costs have been very expensive, and it's been a very stressful year. It's been a very stressful 2026 so far, and the stress has not ended. No, not at all. But I'll probably give an update to that, like maybe next week or something, when I actually have a voice to speak about. But regardless, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more Thunderfire. And again, hopefully our voice is good to go. Take it easy. Ciao, papi, ciao. And when it comes to this event, do check out Wardy or Pig. Wardy and Pig are still casting in English, and they're both covering this event. And there's still Maru versus Raynor. It's going to be a really good best of 5. It's going to be a really good best of 5. I'm jealous I won't be casting it. Do make sure to tune in. It's going to be in 10 minutes. Otherwise, take care. Ciao, papi, ciao. Take care.